in ESA, and the fans are waving at her, and she's just back at home.
A Hall of Famer with Immaculata,
Yes.
and she is part of the 14 finalists for the 2021 Naismith Hall of Fame as well too, and part of that Hall of Fame front office. Tamika Catchings going in this season.
And she is here as well, Tamika Catchings, the Hall of Famer, sitting courtside tonight.
The Mystics in their Rise jerseys will start with first possession. Cloud attacking, had that tipped as Breland got a piece of that, but you like the aggressiveness early from Cloud.
Well, we said space and pace, and that's just what they had in their first possession offensively. Just came up short in terms of putting the ball in the basket by Cloud.
10 on the shot clock for the Fever.
Nice man-to-man start here defensively by Washington.
Robinson will get things going for them from long range.
And that's what she can do. She can get things started from the outside. She's quick as a whip when you're talking about her ability to penetrate and finish and score in the paint, but she can also nail those threes at a 30% clip from the outside.
Atkins attacking. Lavender doing a great job keeping her balance and heels above that baseline. Mitchell to Breland. Layan doesn't go. Charles with the rebound.
Well, Breland has put up some staunch stats against Washington in their 2 games that they've played this year, so that's another player that they're going to need to keep an eye on, not just the guards and not just their extra big players on the interior.
Weiss off the mark. Tiffany Mitchell with the rebound, and a foul on Ariel Atkins. And Sydney Weiss returned to the lineup against Atlanta. Didn't have the production she would have liked to have, but as Coach T said to us, it was a return game for her.
Absolutely. You have to start somewhere. And that game on Thursday was her starting point, and she's going to continue to build and build in terms of her stamina and also her rhythm. I mean, she's new to this team, and Coach Tebow said there's a lot of adjustments, and just when she was turning the corner with that, she went out with that ankle sprain and missed 4 games. So now she's trying to reacclimate herself, not just physically, but also with her philosophy of the game as well and her rhythm with her teammates.
8 on the shot clock. Robinson working with Breland. 2 seconds. Robinson attacks, has to flip it up, and there will be a foul called. Ariel Atkins is quickly turned away by Natasha Cloud. That's now Ariel Atkins' 2nd foul, which is very difficult knowing, as we talked about in the Open, Christy, this Mystics team is riddled with injuries right now.
Well, not a lot of depth for Washington at all, and that is very frustrating. I'm sure Coach Tebow, he understands it, but they've seen adversity before, and this means someone else is going to have to step up. I mean, you look at all the players. You see Alicia Clark not playing this season because of that foot injury that she has. Elena Deladon, MVP from 2019, standing there in street clothes. Maisha Hines-Allen, Erica McCall. I mean, the list goes on and on, unfortunately, but someone's got to pick up the slack, and we saw that happen on Thursday. Let's see if they can do it again.
So an early 5-0 lead here for the Fever. Inside to Charles. Fades off 1 foot. That one touches every part of the rim and bounces out.
But that's her shot, though. Really quick. Couple dribbles back to the basket and a quick turnaround.
In the corner is Mitchell as she knocks down the 3. It's now an 8-0 lead for Indiana, and the Mystics fans still on their feet. It's tradition here. You stay on your feet till the final bucket. Plaisance well off the mark on that one, and the ball will remain with the Mystics out of bounds.
Well, Washington just needs to settle in. Right now, Plaisance can make those shots. We just saw her make 5 of 8 on Thursday. That's not out of her wheelhouse. They just have to settle in, get their feet under them, and get their rhythm back.
Atkins will now head to the free throw line as she's fouled on the jump shot.
25. Go line up.
Take a look and see what happened here. Ariel Atkins tagged right there on the hand as she was going up for that shot. I mean, an amazing performance by her on Thursday with the career-high 32 points, but I like the feistiness that she displayed. And, you know, I mean, she took offense to some of the physical play and some of the fouls.
Right.
that were called that were a little extra egregious in terms of the physical contact. But you love to see that. I mean, she's standing up for herself, and Mike Tebow said, hey, that comes along with her experience level now. She's in her 4th season.
Mitchell attacking, left that short, controlled and collected by Plaisance. Cloud attacking the other way.
Nice drag screen by Charles there to clear a path.
That 3 from Charles does not fall. Robinson back the other way. Breland steps into one. Cloud has room. Short. Breland tracking down the loose ball. Controlled. Robinson quickly back the other way. Floater. Bounces and drops.
And that's what you don't want to be doing, getting on your heels defensively as Indiana's coming downhill. It's tough to stop Danielle Robinson like that.
Charles going at Lavender, kicks it, repost, gets it back. 8 seconds on the shot clock. And this one falls for the WNBA's leading scorer.
Tina Charles averaging almost 31 points against Indiana in their 2 games, which they split earlier this season. Indiana beat Washington, and then Washington turned right back around in Indy and beat them.
They're shooting for Indiana right now. It's as if they can't miss.
Right.
A whistle and a foul on Danielle Robinson.
She got hung up on that screen. But Tina Charles being fed nicely inside.
Charles in the corner. Doesn't go. The Mystics now 1 for 9 versus Indiana's 4 for 7 to start this ball game. Robinson had space, reverse lay-in goes.
That was the key, not to allow Indiana to turn the corner and get to the rim. Keep them in front of you is what Coach Tebow said was a major key on the defensive end, and they have fallen short a couple of possessions now on the defensive side.
A 10-point lead right now for Indiana. Coach Tebow would like to talk things over. Short-handed, but it does not matter. Next person up here for the Mystics this evening. Club 52 memberships for the 2022 season are on sale now. Secure your membership for next season to see your Mystics in action right here at ESA. Plus, enjoy access to team store discounts, invitation to member exclusive events, and more. Visit WashingtonMystics.com/Club52 or call 877-DC-HOOP1 to join the club today. And you see Coach Tebow there and assistant coach LaToya Sanders. A slow start here this afternoon.
And just a tough one in terms of their continuity on the offensive side and trying to get some 2-man game going high-low.
There you go. Might be what they needed to get the spark happening.
And you'd love to see that. And Washington likes to run that ISO play to get an isolated post in the middle of the floor like that, right in that restricted areas where Tina Charles loves to live.
Mitchell, that mid-range game, she's pretty deadly in that area.
She can flat out score that ball, and you just have to have a high hand. I mean, the contested shots, you can live with those if you're right there on it, but no wide open looks for the Fever.
Tina Charles with the bucket and the foul. The quick entry pass from Plaisance. That angle seems to be working the last couple of times.
Keep feeding her. She's right there. Jantel Lavender got turned around a little bit, out of position, not established. A nice lob look right there, and a quick turn, and that baby hook is deadly by Tina Charles.
The Lavender goes out with fouls, but it does not get easier. They bring in Tierra McCowan.
Well, there she
size
is.
doesn't get shorter, it gets bigger.
No, it gets bigger. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, they have that front line of players at Indiana that poses some issues, but you know, Coach Tebow said that Atlanta kind of matched their small lineup last time.
Right.
So he's looking to see if Indiana will do the same.
Turnover sends the Mystics back the other way. And they're going to call an offensive foul on Charles. Her first.
Let's take a look at the arm. It was the left arm that made that contact on the extension by Tina Charles that got her on that call.
Got a little too frisky with that left hand.
A little extra, little chicken wing on it.
And that's a tough one as Kelsey Mitchell gets behind the defense for the lane. Cloud coming right back the other way. She's tripped up.
I just think defensively for Washington on that last possession, there was just a miscue on that screening action. And you could tell that Cloud was looking for coverage on that.
Right.
But communication has been at the top of the list.
Yes.
For Washington on both sides of the ball, not just defensively. Everyone says, well, you have to talk. Well, not just on defense. You have to talk on offense as well, but you got to make sure every hole in the boat is covered.
Charles, that one does not fall for her. Robinson attacking. Layup doesn't go. Loose ball tipped back. Mitchell with it goes back to Robinson.
Cross-matched here. Cross-matched again with Charles.
Breland to Robinson. Mitchell and Kelsey Mitchell with the 3 ball. Extends this lead for the Fever. Now 21-9 here early on. Cloud attacking, spins. Count the bucket and the foul. I'm going to be honest, Christy, I don't know how she made that, but we will take it.
Yep, put it in the bag. Natasha Cloud, she'll head to the line to complete the and one, but this is how she got it done. Little spin cycle, a little up and under Tierra McCowan. 6-7 inside. That's probably the only shot that she could have made on that occasion with the outstretched arms of Tierra McCowan in the way.
As Cloud completes the 3-point play, Leilani Mitchell into the ball game now for Washington. Here's Kelsey Mitchell to Tiffany Mitchell. Breland, that short corner jumper doesn't go. Charles with the rebound.
Nice defense on that possession by Washington. High hands contesting.
Charles stops on a dime, left that short, loose ball. Cloud picks it up, reset to 14. Extra pass. Mitchell doesn't go. Charles with the offensive board, fighting with Breland, and they're going to call a jump ball.
Leilani Mitchell has struggled this season with her shot from 3. I mean, she was the most improved player just a couple of seasons ago. It's her second time to receive that honor in her career. Right there, a little short off the front of the rim, and there's the tie-up with Breland and Charles.
Our officials having a conversation. Roy Gobian, Isaac Barnett, Jenna Renault. So I believe it's a shot clock.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Resetting it to 9. So if the Mystics retain possession, they'll only have 13 on the shot clock. Plaisance gets the loose ball tip, does not go. Rebounded by Charles. She goes right back with that hook shot, and it falls.
She just positions her body so well, wedges it in between the 2 defenders in the paint, and that baby hook has just been so reliable for her over her career.
Mitchell, Breland, spins. Loose ball does not fall as she was able to eventually collect. Cloud, they go right down low to Charles.
She's catching it with one hand. Tierra McCowan had her hemmed up.
Gets it back off the tip from McCowan, puts it up and in. A 7-0 Mystics run as they're trying to inch closer into this deficit.
I think Tina Charles has touched the ball every single possession since that last time out that Washington took. And that's why they've been able to carve themselves back into this game.
McCowan and Charles jostling.
Well, they missed it down on this side when McCowan had Tina Charles' right arm hemmed up. And Tina Charles freed herself and made her way to the bucket once again for the Mystics.
Javante Zellas checks in for the Mystics. Kaiser Gonderzik, along with Lindsay Allen and Bernadette Hattar, all check in for the Fever.
Yeah, Hattar, she has had an ankle injury on her right ankle. She is back in the lineup for the Fever now.
And that shot falls. Chelsea Mitchell this time. Cloud to Charles. Jumper doesn't go. Zealous fighting with Gondrzik for the rebound. Gondrzik with it. The rookie out of West Virginia. Allen goes down low. Sorry, Christy. Hatar misses the jumper.
Kaiser Gondrzik, I was just going to add in on her, Megan, that she was the 4th overall pick in the WNBA draft, and some people may have thought that was a little high for her, but she worked hard as a senior at West Virginia, had a fantastic career there, started at Michigan, ended up at West Virginia, but she brings that high level of basketball acumen as a rookie, and that's why you see her on the floor early here in the first half.
Mitchell with the 3. Charles off the miss. Mitchell down low amongst the trees. Zealous kicks it, plays on, and they're going to wave it off and say 2 shots to tie a bow on Gondrzik, her late father, drafted in the '86 draft.
Yes.
Gondrzik, apologies, my excuses, and was picked up by the Suns. She wears number 4, was drafted number 4. He was drafted number 4.
Yes, it's all connected. And, he passed this past season, her senior year, and I personally know how hard that is, especially with Father's Day coming up, but, she says that she has embodied his spirit, and she's playing hard, and she knows that he's certainly proud of her.
Right. Watching a video of her talking about what he instilled in her and the fire and everything. She made it very clear. Everything I have right now and I do is because of what he instilled in me, and you really love to hear that.
Absolutely.
Zealous with the defense on the other end. Under a minute to go, and I think there's a clock issue. As Roy was pointing upwards. It's typically the indication of clock
malfunction there.
I think it was something with the shot clock, possibly. Been set now to 21. Weiss, Cloud, they're looking for Plaisance inside. McCowan got a piece of that. Zealous goes right back to Plaisance. That might be the best way to get it done with these bigs.
Hey, you got to keep your head on the swivel if you're Tierra McCowan, because Teresa Plaisance is going to relocate and find success. Take hard cuts off the ball. The ball will find you in rhythm.
They're going to call Natasha Cloud for a foul. Coach T wanted a 3-second violation. I thought that Hatar was in there for a pretty long time.
Well, there's Plaisance. Too bad she had already utilized her dribble, but the give and go is right on time for the Washington Mystics. Teresa Plaisance, the recipient of a perfectly placed pass by Zealous.
And I think that's what the fans didn't realize, is she had already used her dribble and picked it up, because they were wanting her to go once they got McCowan, once she got McCowan in the air, but she had already picked up that dribble.
She couldn't. She got her off the ground though. Well, yeah. That was good. She couldn't.
McCowan typically doesn't bite for many bump fakes.
No, not out here anyway. Not at the three-point line. Yeah. And there's Vicky Hall, the assistant coach for the Fever, who played.
You have some familiarity with her.
Yeah, I mean, she played at Texas, and we beat Texas to go to the Final Four back in the day. But I digress. Back to the game.
We'll hear more about that later. I want to ask some questions about that one. McCowan right down the teeth of the defense.
And nice and smooth by Tierra McCowan. And you love to see her on the move, not just a back to the basket post player, but nice hands, nice feet on that finish by her.
Right. 4 seconds. Mitchell, 2 seconds. To Weiss, lets it fly. That would have counted had it went. The Mystics have cut into this deficit. They're making it interesting here early on as they trail the Fever 25-19 after 1. Single game tickets for the Washington Mystics home games are on sale now. Please visit WashingtonMystics.com for more information. Christy?
Hey, take a look. You see Teresa Plaisance over here in the corner. She's guarded by Tierra McCowan right here. All right, roll it. Just a little pump fake. Doesn't have her dribble. And then, hey, relocate. Here comes Zealous, freeze it. And right there, look at her feet. She's ahead. And that's why she is able to get this shot, roll it. On the reversal, keeping herself safe, using the rim as a protector of the 6'7" McCowan, trying to come and block that. Just great footwork, great timing. But both players move well without the ball, Zealous and Plaisance, and that's what made that play great.
They go inside to Hattar. She gets the little hook shot to go, and moments ago, as Christy was illustrating, you could hear the cheering. They honored Marianne Stanley as she made her return to DC, and she looked at Coach T and kind of gave him a point like, you set this up, didn't you?
Well, they're great friends, and you love to see that level of respect.
Atkins back to start this second quarter. She had to leave the game early due to foul trouble in that first quarter. Hattar. That one doesn't go. A loose ball foul, they're going to say it will stay here, and Shavonte Zealous calmly places the ball down.
And you're air quoting calmly, correct?
Correct. I'm thinking because she's realizing we're shorthanded. I can't
Exactly.
necessarily react the way I would like to at this moment.
They're going to tuck those emotions deep down, and it looked like Tierra McCowan initiated that contact to hold her a little bit.
The spin and the drop doesn't go, but McCowan is there to clean up Tiffany Mitchell's miss.
And there's not much you can do when she's standing right there at the gates of the rim. I mean, she's already facing, she has position and the ball.
Mitchell works off Charles, kicks it. Zealous in the corner, the pump fake. The runner doesn't go. Loose ball, picked up by Allen. Block from Weiss, and they're gonna get a foul called. Sydney Weiss not even reacting. You wonder if maybe she thought she got her on the body, but I thought that was a clean block up top.
Yeah, up top, definitely clean, but I think there was some contact made with the body. And again, Weiss may be tucking her emotions down as well, but I think she clipped Lindsay Allen just a bit. Take a look right here. Former Notre Dame star Lindsay Allen taking it to the cup. And it looked like the momentum kind of got her on that view. It looked clean.
Yeah.
But I couldn't see if there was like contact made with the hip that kind of turned her body, or she turned her body on its own.
Free throws fall, 31-19 lead. Atkins stops on a dime, pull up, so smooth.
That's just pretty stuff by Ariel Atkins. And we saw that on Thursday, 10 of 15 from the floor. A career high 32 points against the Dream. Just magnificent, efficient offense.
Gondrzik does not get that to fall. That's what she was known for in her collegiate career, but she was able to add the attacking and the aggressiveness late in that collegiate career to her repertoire. Charles doesn't go. Hattar with the rebound.
And that's what Tina Charles has added to her repertoire, the three-point shooting. Even though that one didn't go, she's been able to knock in threes this year, and that's made a difference for her.
McCowan misses the bunny. Charles with the rebound. Weiss back the other way. Zealous with the hand in the face, does not fall. They immediately go inside to Hattar. Doesn't fall.
Hattar out of Hungary. She pulled her jersey, and that's universal for her. Hey,
I need
Coach,
a break.
I need a sub.
She's also working back after the ankle injury. Zealous, nice pass inside to Charles.
I think Shavonte was saying, way to get me that assist. Tina.
Hey, I'm trying to help her out here. Saying it's a pass. Trying to help her out on that one.
She just dapped her up. She knows what time it is on that one.
Coach Stanley wants a timeout to talk things over with her squad. A 31-23 lead here in DC. The Fever so far in control. night game presented by Capital One is Tuesday, June 29th at 7 p.m. versus the Connecticut Sun. Special My Sticks Pride ticket packages are on sale now and includes a ticket to the game and a limited edition Natasha Cloud bobblehead. Visit WashingtonMystics.com/pride to purchase. Still got to figure out how I can get that bobblehead. I have to be here.
That's one
so
thing.
I can't necessarily purchase a ticket, although I could give them away to a fan on Twitter and keep the bobblehead. But then I feel like I'm cheating the fan out of the bobblehead.
You can't do that.
I got to figure that out.
Yeah,
I got to figure that out.
Work through it.
Christy Tina Charles in her return. She's 6 of 14 for 13 points. The rest of the team, though, only 10 points so far in the game. Comes up with the steal defensively there.
Got to see better balance from Washington here to close out this first half with some momentum.
Plaisance. That one does not fall. Jantel Lavender back into the game, along with Danielle Robinson. Breland jumper doesn't go. Plaisance with the rebound. Cloud off the screen from Charles, kicks it, Plaisance. That one falls for Teresa Plaisance.
Well, there it is. You said she had hit 5 of 8 on Thursday. She hadn't struck gold until right there this evening from 3.
Lavender, that jumper doesn't go. The Mystics so far right now on a 7-0 run. Mitchell attacking, stops on a dime, lays that up and in.
We'll take it. An aggressive Washington Mystics team offensively.
Breland, Kelsey Mitchell to Tiffany Mitchell. Goes away from Lavender.
Nice
the
defense.
Double. Cloud with the steal in transition. Lays it up and in, and the Mystics have cut this to a 1-point ball game. An 11-0 Washington run.
And Megan, they've done it with defense. That was tremendous communication on a string defense by Washington on last possession.
Almost came up with another turnover there.
Well, when you are in complete understanding of where you're supposed to be defensively, offense is easy. Natasha Cloud, the recipient of a great pass on the run out and the finish.
Kelsey Mitchell off the inbound, works off Lavender. The bounce to her. Plaisance might have got a piece of that, and they're going to get a shot clock violation. The defense in this second quarter has picked up.
On a string, I'm telling you, these Rise uniforms are all connected when it comes to defensive intensity, awareness, and focus. They are staying disciplined on that side. In the last 2 possessions, evidence of that.
Cloud in the paint, comes off 1 foot, does not go. Charles, offensive board, count the bucket and the foul for the WNBA's leading scorer. And the Mystics with their first lead.
Tina Charles getting the job done for the Mystics once again inside.
A 13-0 run and the first lead of the ball game for Washington. As Charles gets the 3-point play. Mitchell. To Mitchell, to Lavender. Breland. Jumper doesn't go. Leilani Mitchell with the rebound. Plaisance inside, the double does not matter.
Are you talking about sweet footwork? Oh my goodness. Tina Charles, that was beautiful.
Natasha Cloud is down and grabbing her ankle as Plaisance and Breland tie it up, and you never see Natasha Cloud in this type of pain. So if you see her writhing in pain, you know it's not good for her.
Oh no. Let's see what happened here. She just stepped right on the foot of Jantel Lavender.
Head athletic trainer Shalisa Fonza now kneeling down. As we will take a moment as they check on Natasha Cloud. Welcome back. You see Natasha Cloud there getting help off the floor. Slow to walk off. We will not speculate what the injury is until we get official word. And if you are queasy, please turn away now. We will get another look at this injury.
Right there. Oh, boy. Just a complete roll of that ankle. Stepping on Lavender's foot. She didn't know she was behind her. Those are the worst. I mean, you don't know what's coming, you know? You can't brace yourself, so it just rolls like that. I hope she's going to be okay.
As soon as we get an update, we will pass that along. Here's Robinson, 4 seconds on the shot clock. Mitchell, pull-up jumper doesn't go. And they are going to call shot clock violation.
And Plaisance looks relieved because I think the whistle came at the same time she swatted for that shot by McCowan on the attempt for the putback.
Victoria Vivian's into the game for the Fever. Charles turns off one foot, doesn't go. Atkins trying to fight for the rebound. Zealous comes up with it, does not go. Breland controls. Robinson. And that snapped a 16-0 run for the Mystics.
The Mystics were really turning it on. Had the fire all the way up to 10 with that 16-0 run. See if they can build.
Charles, count the bucket and the foul. We don't care how she gets it as long as she gets it.
Tina Charles doing Tina Charles things, finding the basketball after taking a hard, purposeful off-ball cut. Gets tagged and will head to the line to complete the three-point play.
She now is up to 20 points and 9 rebounds, make that 21. 9 rebounds, and 6 of those rebounds are offensive.
Well, I jokingly said she would go for 50 today, but I said
She's
hey,
on
25 and a half since she missed Thursday night, and she's right on pace.
Right on pace. Plaisance fighting for the rebound. I'm trying to figure out how she can get bumped out of bounds and there be no whistle of a foul. And I think that's exactly what Coach T is wondering as well.
I mean, she didn't fall by herself, and Plaisance right here hustling for the ball, and there was a little hip nudge there by Jessica Breland.
We saw less get called Thursday evening.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say.
True.
Robinson, 6 on the clock. Picked up by Plaisance. Lay-in goes. Very shifty is Danielle Robinson.
Yeah, her change of direction is laser-like. Tough to guard if your feet aren't ready to move when she moves.
Plaisance. Too strong. Kelsey Mitchell with the rebound. Quickly up the floor. Attacking. Mitchell saw an opening. And Zealous is going to get whistled for the foul.
This looks like there was a late rotation on the weak side. I'm not sure if you're going to see it until the very end of the play. There had to have been the help coming from the weak side, which would have been Tina Charles' help. The angle on the same side help, that's tougher to get to. If you're coming from the weak side, at least you are almost guaranteed that you'll be squared to the offensive player shooting the ball.
Tira McCowan will come out of the game. Bernadette Hattar returns. Her nickname is Betty. I love it. It reminds me of Betty Boop.
Oh, Betty Boop.
Not her, but the nickname.
I mean, that's what I would call her. Everybody else would call her Betty. I would call her Betty Boop.
Charles attacking. That one does not fall. Mystics with a 1-point lead, under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Kelsey Mitchell too strong on that. And a loose ball foul is going to be called on Kelsey Mitchell.
Well, Kelsey Mitchell going downhill is usually a dangerous formula for opponents, but that time just off the mark on the finish. And then a bit of a frustration foul after the shot didn't fall.
And a whistle and a foul.
You can see Kaiser Gondrzik chucking the cutter. The freedom of movement off the ball, not there.
Thank you, Christy. I didn't see who they were calling that on. That's a teammate right there, throwing the assist to him. Zealous misses the first. She has not missed a free throw coming into today's game, but also hasn't taken many.
Right.
She does get the second one. Two-point lead here for Washington in the first half. 90 seconds to play. Here's Gondrzik working with Breland, the double, and they got her to step out of bounds.
Great defense once again by Washington, a great close. Those trapping actions, they have really disrupted Indiana's offense.
There's a couple of fans to our right. When something great happens on the defensive end for the Mystics, they are on their feet and encouraging. You'd think they were part of the team as Charles gets to the hoop.
Swift. What a filthy move there by Tina Charles.
23 now for Charles. Mitchell stripped that from Robinson, but she gets it back. Under a minute to go now. Vivians over to Robinson. Off the screen from Hattar. Vivians, 4 seconds off the pump fake. Pull up J goes. Coach Tebow calls the play out from the sideline. Charles kicks it. Mitchell left wide open. Got it.
That's what they need. They need a balanced attack inside, outside. Let Tina Charles go to work on the interior, and Leilani Mitchell got to knock in those threes.
Vivians will try. Does not fall. Zealous with the rebound. Mystics can play for the final shot of the half.
Looking for a high ball screen here with Charles and Mitchell.
Mitchell, 4 seconds, comes to Charles. Off the mark, plays on, got it right there, and she puts it up as the buzzer sounds. And these fans here at ESA on their feet. Teresa Plaisance did not expect that to end up in her hands. Did not matter as she extends this lead for the Mystics to 7 at the half.
Well, you love to see the hustle and awareness right here. Tina Charles takes the three off the mark. Plaisance found some loose change in the couch just in the nick of time, right before the halftime buzzer. Look at her going right to the rim, and a sweet finish right there.
The Mystics lead it 46-39 at the half. They end the first half on a 27-8 run to take the lead. Welcome back at the half, a 46-39 lead for Washington over Indiana. As we welcome you back inside, Megan McPeak and Christy Winter-Scott. And Christy, that first half, it started off slow, but the Mystics were able to get it done and take the lead as we take a look at our first half stats.
Well, that 16-0 run was definitely dictated by the defensive energy that the Mystics brought to the floor. You can see that they really got things going with the second chance points, 14-7 advantage there, and they turned Indiana over 7 times, only 2 turnovers for the Mystics.
As we take a look at our first half highlights, no shocker here, it's all Tina Charles.
And you love to see Tina Charles going to work inside. I mean, she is just so incredibly skilled. Her footwork impeccable, as we have said over and over again, but her effort and energy on the offensive end, it's just tough to stop. She's got single coverage, and she had a single hand on that ball on the catch and still managed to get a bucket. But she is a machine when it comes to getting her own touches on the offensive glass, and getting downhill is easy money for Tina Charles. The ISO's inside, the quick rip and go around 6'8" players, no problem for the league's leading scorer.
And Thursday, she was not with us for the Dream Game. You see her there on the red carpet at the Tribeca Film Festival, and you see her on the panel. She was debuting the premiere of her new documentary, Game Changers, about women in gaming and esports and trying to change the landscape of how it is looked at with women and gaming.
Well, she has a love of life, and that's the thing. You'd love to hear the stories of these professional athletes. They're not just basketball players. They have stories to tell, and that's her second film. Her first film was Charlie's Records. So she is just getting things done off the court the same way she's doing it on the court, which is being intentional in her purpose and why she's here on earth. And what a great example. She's so inspirational, just going after what she wants. And she was Player of the Week in the Eastern Conference for the 31st time in her career to match her uniform. But Tina Charles, hats off, my friend. Shake her hand. And apparently her documentary is coming on BET tonight at 9:30. The Game Changers. So, you know, right after this game goes off.
We got to get home real quick.
I know. Well, the fans, right after this goes off and after we have completed our coverage, you can go ahead and flip that over. Check it out.
And the first documentary, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I am, Christy, was about her father's music career and the love for music and his experience in that industry.
And the music shop, absolutely, the record shop. Really poignant story. You need to learn more about who these players are as people. They're just so dynamic, so many different layers you need to find out about.
Here's Atkins. Lavender able to take that one away. And Mitchell, it's Tiffany Mitchell, is fouled. And again, no update yet on Natasha Cloud and that injury. As soon as we do get one, we will pass that along.
I mean, just look down the bench for the Mystics and all the players in street clothes. Coach Tebow said he was hoping to see it all together on the court, but they're not on the court. They're all together not healthy. Just take a look. I mean, you see second-year player Stella Johnson there out of Ryder, but then Helena Deladon, Alicia Clark, Maisha Hines-Allen, all league players, champions on the sidelines.
Yeah, it's tough when half of your roster is in street clothes.
Tough.
Charles trying to avoid the turnover, does turn it over. And Mitchell in transition, getting it from Danielle Robinson, cuts this deficit to 3 for the Fever.
Well, that's the kind of easy offense Indiana is seeking, especially after turning the ball over 7 times in that first half. They want to try to turn Washington over and get some runouts of their own.
Leilani Mitchell for 3, doesn't go. And they will say it will be Fever basketball. Fever led by 12 in that first half at one point. And then it was that 27-8 run by Washington. Breland does not fall. Charles with the rebound.
Washington has really done a good job with Breland in the 2 games that Washington and Indiana have played. She has combined for 27 points.
Plaisance off the mark on that one.
Breland 0 for 7 for Indiana at this juncture.
Mitchell attacking, pull-up jumper falls for Tiffany Mitchell. Mystics lead now down to 1. Atkins. Plaisance. 3 doesn't go. Robinson with the rebound.
Oh, that's a tough shot. Breland was right there on Plaisance to contest that 3.
Robinson gets around Plaisance, and the Fever have taken the lead, and Coach Tebow wants a timeout and an 8-0 run to open the quarter for Indiana. Coach Tebow not happy with the way things have started here. And it's a 1-point ball game. Indiana 47, Washington 46. Fans shop for Mystics gear 24/7, including the new Mystics Nike Explorer and Rebel Edition jerseys at WashingtonMystics.com/shop. The Mystics online team store, a Fanatics experience. Mystics fans, let's get social. Stay connected to your Washington Mystics and follow us on social media. You can find us at Wash Mystics on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. You see Marianne Stanley imploring her team back into this game to take the lead here in the 3rd quarter. Elani Mitchell for 3. That one's too strong. Breland with the rebound. Christie. Indiana opened the game on an 8-0 run. They opened the 2nd quarter on a 6-0 run. And they've opened this 3rd quarter now on an 8-0 run. Well, the quarter starts seem to be where they're thriving.
Absolutely. I mean, there's always that kind of up and down, ebbs and flows, but it's the team that sustains their focus the longest in games like that are back and forth. And Washington has had games like that, especially on Thursday.
Yeah.
It was back and forth with the Atlanta Dream, but they came out on top in that one as well.
Weiss short on that 3. Robinson attacking, kicks, Breland. Kelsey Mitchell pull-up J, bounces around, does not fall. Charles with the rebound.
See, Washington, they were looking for pace and space. That was the key by Mike Tebow on the offensive side, looking to create some crevices where they can attack either from the perimeter or to isolate inside and get to the rack.
Call a foul on Danielle Robinson. Victoria Vivians checks into the ball game. Atkins attacking, kicks. Mitchell does not fall. Got the rebound, puts that up, doesn't go. Plaisance with the tip.
Right place, right time once again by Teresa Plaisance. Leilani Mitchell, bold move to try to get that shot to go up over Tierra McGowan, standing 6'7" in the way.
Mitchell with the tough reverse layup.
I saw that a lot when she was at Ohio State. One of the top 3 scorers in NCAA women's basketball history. Kelsey Mitchell with a smooth one for the Fever.
Tina Charles picking up the foul on the screen action there. They didn't think she was set.
There's Leilani Mitchell. There was a little slide.
Movement action.
Yeah, well, you gotta, as the screener, you have to stay stationary. You have to let the ball handler come to you and let them set the defender up to make that contact. Charles leaned in and made that contact. Can't do it.
6 on the shot clock. Robinson attacking. Doesn't go, but Breland is there for the cleanup. Mitchell kicks to Atkins. Goes baseline. Charles was left open.
Great recognition by Ariel Atkins, finding Charles left on an island on the weak side.
And a timeout for Indiana as the Mystics have cut the deficit down to 3, Christie. In that 2nd quarter, they made that 27-8 run on the defensive end. What needs to happen for that flip, for that switch to flip again?
The same deal. They have to bring that focus and intention on the defensive side of the floor. That's how they manufactured that big 16-0 run in that first half. Right here, Atkins draws the defense from the weak side. The next player rotating down, which was Vivians, not there in time to contest on Charles.
Fans, in celebration of LGBTQ+ Pride presented by Deloitte, The WNBA will collaborate with GLSEN and Fanatics on an exclusive line of Pride apparel, including Fanatics branded WNBA t-shirts. All WNBA proceeds will benefit GLSEN, and fans can purchase the shirts at WNBastore.nba.com. Mystics fans, I'm digging the Rugrats shirt. I'm really digging that one. And if you're watching and you don't know what the Rugrats are, you're too young.
It's a little bit of a throwback.
That's a late 90s, early 2000s throwback. It was a great cartoon.
I heard the 90s, it was a good decade there.
It was a great decade. It was a great decade.
So I've been told.
Fashion is returning.
Oh, yeah.
The bright colors.
I love it.
I love the 90s. And the 80s. The 80s were great, too. I was born in the 80s, but,
Yeah,
I mean,
same.
you can Google stuff.
I mean, born can be a lot of different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't need to know how old we are. An 8-second violation, called on Indiana.
Yep. And that's what Washington needs to do, right? That's what we said. Manufacture some stops on the defensive end and then eat on the offensive end because of it.
You mean like that?
Absolutely. Just like that.
Tina Charles now with 27 on the ball game. Inside to McCowan, drops it off for Breland, has it taken away by Zealous. A 2-on-2. Mitchell cross court to Charles. Weiss left open, got it. And the Mystics have the lead. "7-0 Mystics run. Vivians. Robinson, they go inside. And a foul called. I'm trying to figure out where the foul is because it looked like Tina Charles was straight up.
Principle of verticality.
Kind of like what Coach T just looked
Exactly
like.
what Coach T is playing defensively. And he's saying McCowan was leaning into Charles, who was vertical. Let's see. 2 hands straight up. Well, I mean, that left arm broke the plane very slightly, but that was not vertical. So that was the call, looked like, on that one. But that's, hey, I'm telling you, I played in the post, and it's so hard to stay completely vertical, especially when you're trying to get a piece of that ball. Even when that offensive player is leaning into you, you know, if you're a ravenous defender, it's tough to stay vertical with both arms. She had her right hand okay. The other one was not.
Tied at 55 after the McCowan free throws. Charles doubled. Kicks it. Extra one. Atkins. Well short.
And they're really loading up now defensively on Tina Charles. So someone else is going to have to step up in the gap and make some plays on the offensive end. Get some shots to fall.
8 seconds. Vivians goes into Breland, tipped away. On the ground is Atkins, and they're going to get a jump ball called.
Well, Ariel Atkins has only taken 4 shots so far in this game. Just a scrappy defensive play there by Shavonte Zealous. Kick out, skip pass, swing to Weiss for a corner triple.
Our GDIT defensive play of the game. Compliments of Shavonte Zealous. Vivians and Atkins jump it up, controlled by the Mystics. Up the floor, Weiss. Left that lay-in short. She thought Mitchell might have created content, but Mitchell able to elude her.
Sometimes if you can just make your footsteps known without making contact, that can be disruptive to the rhythm on a lay-in like that.
Shavonte Zealous called for a foul.
You see this? See Robinson trying to turn the corner and just, she's like, what I do.
I'm trying to figure out what she did.
And the offense made the contact, it seemed like, and Robinson was zealous.
Robinson with the lay-in there. 2-point Fever lead. Charles the three. That one halfway down and bounces out.
It's a good look, and I love that she's added that to her game.
Right.
I mean, Shavonte Zealous said this morning, she said, hey, that's such a great piece, especially in this system of offense here in DC.
Mitchell does not fall. Charles with the rebound. Zealous. Vivian's read that, but it will go out of bounds.
Now, long, flat passes usually don't work well, especially when you can't anticipate and get those kinds of deflections. You have to be more careful.
5 seconds. Atkins, Charles, Zealous. Fake the pass, count the bucket.
Fake a pass to make a play. Shavonte Zealous was going to swing it over to the corner to Mitchell. Took the duties upon herself and knocked it home.
Robinson. Breland to McCow, and Charles tips it away.
Nice job by Charles to stay loose.
Zealous called for the offensive foul.
Take a look, Shavonte Zealous coming right down into the chest of Danielle Robinson, who was squared to the offensive player, and that's the rule.
Robinson. Mitchell. Picked up by Atkins. McCown with the hard screen. (59-58) lead for Indiana. Atkins sweep through, pull up, kicks, extra one more. Mitchell got it.
The swing three in full effect for Washington. Mitchell finding the bottom of the hole today from three.
McCowan, they're trying to go inside to Hattar, and they're going to get an offensive foul called. Zealous was working for that entire defensive possession.
And you love to see it. The defensive effort. That's what gets you over the hump. Your shots may not always fall, but you've got to do your due diligence to stay disciplined on the defensive end.
Teresa Plaisance returns. Ariel Atkins gets a break. Under a minute to go now. Charles attacking. Trying to come back with the reverse baby hook.
Oof. It was like 4 moves in one by Charles.
Hattar kicks it. Mitchell left open. Doesn't get the bounce. McCowan picks up the loose ball.
The bigger the players are, the more contact you need to move them away from the rim. McCowan has found success on the offensive glass because of her size and her placement of her position.
6 seconds. Mitchell attacking, kicks, Weiss, three. Off the mark. And Vivians will hold on to that, and the third quarter will come to an end. And we are knotted up like we were knotted up at tip-off. It is tied at 61 apiece here in DC as we head to the fourth quarter. Get set to start the fourth quarter tied at 61 apiece. We welcome in Alicia Clark for Alicia's Angles. And quite simply, turnovers were taken care of in the first half. What needs to happen in the fourth quarter to continue taking care of the ball?
You know, just staying locked in. We're short in numbers right now, so there's a lot of people that are fatigued right now. But just having that mental strength to be able to push through that and execute when we need. You know, we're tired, It's a tough game. This is a tough team. And, you know, when you can lock in and focus mentally, you know, we can make sure that we take care of the ball easily.
Alicia, you've been known for your stalwart effort on the defensive side of the floor. Defensively, what have you liked from Washington tonight, and what needs to happen to close out a victory again in a gritty way tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I like our toughness. Like I said, we're down in numbers right now, but we are still being aggressive. We're not giving them easy looks. In the first half, we gave them a lot of easy looks. And right now, what we're doing is making everything tough for them. But I do think that our post, like the inside, we have a mismatch inside, and just understanding our schemes and knowing when we go double and not, and stop giving them free layups right here that we have the last couple minutes.
Alicia, we appreciate it as always.
Thank you.
They go inside to Hatar. She gets that to go. Nice move for the big.
Yeah, that was nice and smooth by Hatar. She said she has been out with that right ankle injury, so it's good for Indiana to have more production from their post play.
I like the idea from Plaisance trying to get that quick touch inside. Mitchell able to just get a step ahead on that pass. And a whistle and a foul on Zealous. That is her 5th foul.
And you heard Alicia Clark saying we're short in number, and we've known that. And Tasha Cloud went out with that right ankle sprain, and just not a lot of depth, so you just can't take any gambles.
Vivians. Good defense there by the Mystics. Zealous over to Mitchell. Back to Zealous, 10 seconds. Weiss kicks it, 7 seconds. Charles, Zealous does not fall. McCowan with the rebound.
It was a good look for Washington.
McCowan. Her jumper doesn't go. Plaisance. And Charles collect the loose ball. As Christy just mentioned, according to Mystics Twitter, it's officially been called a right ankle sprain for Natasha Cloud. She will not return to the ball game.
That's just so tough. I mean, she's a great leader, whether she's on the floor or not, but just to have her presence on the floor, especially low in numbers, makes a difference.
And Weiss able to get that to fall. It's been a tough couple of games. Excuse me, Plaisance, my apologies. And she got that to fall after that fantastic night the other night. Slow progress for her. And a 1-point lead for Washington. This summer, the Mystics are teaming up with DC Public Library to recommend great reads that you can check out with your library card. For Pride Month, the library has put together a reading list of books that can help you adjust your habits and get into a better headspace. To check out the list, please visit dclibrary.org/readfeed. And you see Natasha Cloud, unfortunately on those crutches, the right ankle sprain suffered in that second quarter, stepping on the foot of
I mean, you got to play with who is available to play, and those players need to go hard, go all in, do what is necessary.
McCowan. Charles. And an offensive foul called. I'm just trying to understand how a 5'3" Leilani Mitchell can get an offensive foul called against a 6'7" Taylor McCowan.
Well, she was blanketed right here. McCowan just kind of moved her out of the way.
She shoved her in the back of the head, first of all.
Yeah.
and then went through her. But Mitchell picks up the foul. It's interesting. That's a new one.
That was a lot of contact by McCowan on that.
And a travel called. So the Mystics will retain possession. Atkins, quiet evening for her. Can she get going?
She needs to. She needs to get going because there needs to be, at this juncture of the game, there has to be a separator in terms of momentum. And as we said, the Washington Mystics, they've done a good job defensively. But they have to maintain it, stay connected on a string like they did so well in that big run they had in the first half.
Plaisance. Instinct told her to save it. Unfortunately, steps out of bounds while doing so.
Coach Tebow is trying to get the attention of the officials.
I think it's because Indiana made substitutions. Robinson couldn't beat the shot clock.
Nice idea there by Robinson. Better defense by the Mystics.
Weiss comes back to Charles. Pump fake. Lost the handle on that. Hattar might have aggravated that ankle injury as Danielle Robinson gets that to fall.
Yeah, we can see Hattar hobbling and came over to the bench saying she needed to come out.
The coaching staff for Indiana trying to get them to cause a turnover or foul. And McCowan is the one that does it.
You can see the frustration on Hattar's face. She yanks on her jersey there to pull it out. She gets some attention medically.
Breland comes in. Atkins attacking, lays that up and in.
Just ice skated her way around Tara McCowan and got that one to drop.
Mitchell. And an offensive foul called. I think Ariel Atkins has been trying to get that called all evening.
But first, let's watch Ariel Atkins on the offensive side. Great read, attacking the second line of defense to perfection. Cross match with McCowan picking her up there on the drive. Nice finger roll finish.
This time she gets the veteran to bite. A little bit of that head pump fake, just enough to sell it to the official.
Well, that's that confidence. You know, we were talking to Coach Tebow earlier today about what's the difference in Ariel Atkins this season. And, you know, she's had competitions with USA Basketball. She really picked up her game last year in the bubble.
Charles off the miss. Couldn't get that to fall. Got her own rebound, couldn't miss. Coach T wanted a whistle in transition. Weiss did just enough to disrupt the layup.
Great hustle plays. Still a one-point game, though, Megan. Still separation needed to be made.
And Breland is going to be called for the foul. Got her hands caught in the cookie jar.
Got to utilize your feet. Watch right here, entry pass, a little reverse. Breland trying to tie up Tina Charles, but just got a little too handsy.
Plaisance to Atkins, works off of Plaisance, rises, left it short. Plaisance with the offensive board, reset to 14. Charles will try. Doesn't go. McCowan just shoved Plaisance, no whistle. Robinson comes back the other way. Breland jumper doesn't go, back tap. Mitchell, smallest player on the floor, comes up with it. Plaisance banks it in.
Any means necessary at this point for the Mystics. You know they are fatigued. You heard Alicia Clark with Alicia's angles at halftime saying, you don't have a lot of bodies. Leilani Mitchell finding Plaisance. Nobody squares up to contest it. Kisses it off the glass for a triple. It's nicely done by Washington. Is this the moment that the separation occurs for the Mystics?
Plaisance, you see her number, 16 points on 3 of 8 from beyond the arc. The officials were talking things over. They did have a stoppage because there was a wet, slippery spot on the floor that they needed cleaned up. And both coaches able to take a fake timeout, if you will.
And they got some sentences into their to their players on the floor for sure.
Tiffany Mitchell attacking, steps sideways, jumper doesn't go, Plaisance controls.
This is when poise and composure comes into play for the Mystics. They need great shot selections.
Atkins attacking, kicks, Mitchell. Corner 3 didn't go. And a loose ball foul. Ariel Atkins is just gonna walk away and ask Coach T, what did I do? Same, Coach T, same.
I mean, let's take a look. Shot off the mark there by Mitchell. And there was a push off there by Kelsey Mitchell. Looked like she had her left arm tied into Ariel Atkins.
It did look like she had Atkins wrapped up. But nonetheless, the officials, Roy Galbian, Isaac Barnett, and Jenna Renault, they're going to take a look at this.
Can we look at this last loose ball foul, please?
Let's take a look at it again. Here's the rebound.
They told y'all what we're reviewing yet?
And look at Mitchell's left arm. She's hemming up Atkins.
Outside of the loose ball foul. We'll let you know if anything else is assessed. Right now, it's just the loose ball foul.
See it from that back angle there. You can see Atkins' arm was wrapped up under
I need
it.
a wider angle. This is too tight.
See if you can see it from this angle.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Christy, because if I'm battling you for a rebound,
Right.
and you've got my arm wrapped up under yours,
Right.
I don't have much leverage to push off of you,
No.
which is what the foul was called, a push on number 7, Ariel Atkins, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, in my view here, it looks like Atkins was trying to clear her arm out.
Right.
Like she was clearing her arm out. I mean, who wants their arm pinned down? I mean, she was trying to get her arm out of it, and that motion looked like maybe she made some kind of contact or pushed off, but I think she was just trying to get her arm out of the fray.
Right.
She pulled her arm out.
They're playing the replay on the Jumbotron, so the Mystics bench got a chance to look up at it on the 2 video boards here and see.
Tina Charles and Coach Tebow having a discussion at the table. And while we're waiting, there's some go-go playing because we are indeed in DC.
Indeed. It wouldn't be a Mystics game if there wasn't some go-go music.
DJ Heat doing it again musically. But take a look here Right there is where I'm talking about. It's like she's trying to pull her arm out, and I think because Kelsey Mitchell left the floor, it looked like Atkins was the one holding.
Right. It's hard to hold somebody when your arm is in their armpit.
But I think
Stuck in their armpit.
exactly. But I think that the jump tried to camouflage the fact that she was holding, and that's just
Kelsey Mitchell's
opinion.
an athlete, so she's got some pretty good hops.
She does.
So her jumping ability is no surprise. You see the officials there talking things over and conversing. So the call, as it is right now prior to the review, was a foul on Ariel Atkins. And it appears they called a common foul, so it will stand.
Well, you can either pout about it or you can get a stop right here and make up for it. And we've seen Washington in their gritty play. We saw it on Thursday. And they're not a team that holds their head down. They hold their head up and on to the next play.
Inside McCowan, lays that up and in.
Gets stuck behind McCowan. That's going to be a long night. She shoots over 50% from the floor. Keeps the ball nice and high and completes plays.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Atkins. Pull-up jumper. Too strong. Chasing down. Loose ball. Robinson back-tapped it.
It was a change of possession. I'm not sure why the shot clock expired there.
Atkins splits the defense, lays it up and in.
When in doubt, attack the rack and finish. Ariel Atkins coming up big here down the stretch for the Mystics.
Even on crutches, Natasha Cloud is still reenacting layups.
That's right.
Mitchell 3 does not go. Plaisance controlled that rebound. Atkins. As Tina Charles gets the bucket and the foul. I was going to say Ariel Atkins, 10 points on the evening, 6 in the last 4, but Tina Charles, I mean, what can you do to stop her, Christy?
Well, you love to see it. It's an and one, another opportunity for Washington to score from the line when we get back.
Want to stay up to date with all things Mystics? Subscribe to Mystics Messenger at WashingtonMystics.com and get the latest news delivered right to your inbox. Mystics fans, it's virtual t-shirt toss time. Enter to win a free Mystics t-shirt when you participate in the Mystics virtual t-shirt toss presented by Capital One. Visit WashingtonMystics.com today for a chance to win.
Virtual is better than trying to catch it and pop a hammy, I tell you that, so that's a good thing.
Right? A 75-69 lead. You see Tina Charles' numbers. And this is the interesting thing, Christy. Since Natasha Cloud's injury, Leilani Mitchell has been running the point. 8 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, just 1 turnover. In this game, she has the best plus-minus of any player at plus 15.
Well, she has the experience, and she knows what to do. And she has high-level basketball acumen. She understands what Coach Tebow wants the team to look like and do on both sides. And it's not just the pace control on the offensive end, it's the pace control on defense as well.
Mitchell attacking. A whistle and a foul. With that free throw at the other end, Tina Charles now 30 points on 15 rebounds since 2015. I don't know what it is about this Fever team, but she likes to see that uniform. She has 3 30-plus point games. That's number 4. That's the third 30-plus point game versus the Fever this season.
Yeah, I mean, she's averaging 30.5 points in the 2 earlier games this season against Indiana. And she has just been lighting it up this year. I mean, she was the 2012 MVP in the WNBA. She's won multiple gold medals, but she has not won the elusive WNBA championship, and that's what she wants to do here in a Washington Mystics uniform.
5th 30-point game of the season. I just want to play a little bit like Tina Charles when I grow up.
Same.
Charles has that swatted from McCowan, that's the threat that she poses defensively, is the shot blocking ability.
No doubt. I mean, at 6'7". I mean, Tina Charles is 13 of 29 from the floor, and that's the only shot that Tara McCowan has gotten a piece of. So that's saying a lot for Tina Charles' ability not to get swatted like that continuously.
The fans, AT&T WNBA All-Star is back. Head over to WNBA.com/vote, or you can download the new WNBA app to vote daily until June 27th. Have you been voting daily, Christy?
I have.
Yes, ma'am.
And I cannot wait for the All-Star game in Las Vegas on July 14th.
Yes, ma'am.
Watch
Shall
that.
we take a road trip?
Hey, listen, if I could, I would, you know. Girls trip, let's go. But, yeah, that's going to be a fun game to watch the USA basketball compete against the best in the WNBA.
Atkins, the back cut. Off the inbound. Didn't go, but she will head to the free throw line. I'm probably going to say this every game until voting ends. Coach Staley, just let us know who the USA basketball roster is so we know who to vote for.
Exactly.
Give us like a little hint. Let us know. Atkins, good on the first. Gets both. And you see the Hall of Famer and VP of Basketball Operations, Tamika Catchings.
Oh, man, I'm a fan. Megan, listen, Tamika Catchings is one of the all-time best in the history of the WNBA. 5-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Yes, ma'am.
Won a championship with the Fever.
Yes, ma'am.
In 2012. But I tell you what, it's the things that she's doing off the court with the Catch the Stars Foundation that she's running, her 2 tee shops that she is running, and also, as you said, the VP of Operations there with the Indiana Fever. But I mean, just talking to her, I mean, you just become so motivated, and everything that she does turns to gold, literally and figuratively. She's won gold medals on many trips to the Olympics, and she played at Duncanville High School, the same high school as Ariel Atkins. So there's a lot of love there, love and respect and admiration for the two of them in that regard. So you just love to see that she's traveling with the team. She's just in it. And her induction speech in the Naismith Hall of Fame,
That was fantastic.
it was just spectacular.
It was fantastic. Some consider her their GOAT because she did it on both ends of the floor.
Both sides.
I can respect that.
Both sides.
I can respect that.
Yep.
Mitchell got by Atkins, too strong on the lay, and Atkins gets the rebound, and then McCowan, that's a frustration foul, in my opinion. Couldn't get the rebound, couldn't get the lay-in to go, and then you turn around and foul.
Yeah. And it's frustrating for Indiana. I mean, they are hunting down a win. I mean, they just lost to Seattle by 17 and then played them back-to-back and lost by 10, but McCowan right there just wrapping up Ariel Atkins for the foul.
Now, you mentioned, Chrissy, that the high school connection between her and Catchings, and you chatted with Ariel Atkins on Meeting the Mystics. What did you learn from what Catchings talked to her about?
Well, I tell you what, just the mentorship and the representation of Tamika Catchings in the WNBA, she didn't really have to say much. But whenever she came back to Duncanville High School, I know there was a big wide smile on the face of Ariel Atkins, just in admiration.
Tiffany Mitchell gets that short one to go. Atkins now, 14 points, 10 in the last 5 minutes. .110 to play here in the fourth. 8 on the shot clock. Atkins stops on a dime. That one rattles in and out. Robinson quickly back the other way. Under a minute to go now. Breland steps into one, knocks it down. Looked like that toe was on the line. They call it a 3.
Very close.
And Charles, unfortunately, dribbles it off of her foot.
I thought that 3 was a 2. I was holding up a 2 when it went off because that right foot by Jessica Breland looked like it was very close to the line, and you can see, I think Mike Tebow was trying to get them to take a look at it.
And a travel call on Tiffany Mitchell. Coach T is asking them to review it.
They need to. I think it was very close. Still a lot of time left. Here's Breland right here. That right foot.
That
Ooh,
front toe
that's
looks like it's on the line.
That's definitely on the line, Megan. That's a 2.
4-point ball game. Mystics with the lead. Another gutsy and gritty performance here so far this evening. Atkins working off Charles, attacking McCowan. Off the bounce, Weiss kicks, Plaisance. Left it short. Atkins is there to clean it up, though. She gets the offensive board. 12 on the shot clock. Atkins is then fouled by Robinson.
Big time hustle play by Ariel Atkins, corralling that board.
Robinson fouls out of the ball game, picking up her 6th foul. Atkins calmly knocks down the first. And the second. And Coach Stanley would like a timeout. 18.7 to play, a 30-second timeout for Coach Stanley. Christy, what are you expecting here from the Mystics defensively?
What the key on the defensive end was from the beginning of the game, which was keep them in front. Nothing easy, no fouls. Just keep them in front. Box out, no second shots. Come down and make your free throws if they foul again. And that's it. You want to plan for both sides. But really kudos to the Washington Mystics. I mean, in the face of adversity yet again because of an unforeseen injury to Natasha Cloud earlier in this game. She only played 13 minutes before going out, rolling that right ankle. Aisha Hines-Allen went down the second quarter on Thursday against the Atlanta Dream. Erica McCall out. I mean,
Kara Leslie
is
in concussion protocol.
Yes.
Not even here because of that.
Yeah. I mean, but just solid performance all night long by Washington in the face of all of the injuries and adversity.
Close to a 5-second call there for Indiana. Here's Tiffany Mitchell splitting the defense, and a whistle and a foul called on Leilani Mitchell.
And you can see Coach Tebow, I think we both had the same nonverbal communication on that. Like, that's not what you want right there, obviously. Just keep them in front and get the possession back.
Indiana had a gutsy performance Thursday evening against Seattle. Ended up losing by, I believe, 10. Mitchell misses the second. Plaisance hustling down the other way, knowing that they've got a foul. And Plaisance will hold it, and the Mystics will hold on for back-to-back wins here at home. And you see the embrace from Coach T and Marianne Stanley. Longtime friends, longtime coaches together here in DC, winning that 2019 championship. Charles with 30 and 15, Plaisance 16 and 12, and Atkins 16-12 in the last 7 minutes of that ball game.